What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are today with another reaction video. And this one we have everyday Dutch things that impress me about the Netherlands as an American. Before we dive in and figure out what's so impressive, if you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to smash subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and if you'd like to support this channel further, in the description, if you like, hit that join button and get your exclusive benefits. Let's dive right in.
So I've been in the Netherlands for about a month now, and there are so many things that I encounter every single day that seriously amaze me about being here, and so I wanted to share them with you guys.
Hey, hold on.
So one of the things that attracted me to this country is that I kept hearing about how beautiful it is, but I don't think that I was truly prepared for how beautiful it really is. Like, I didn't think that I would be walking past this every day. And when I was moving here, I was also warned about how bleak and cloudy and just generally gray it is. As you can see right now, that's pretty typical, I've realized. But honestly, I came from Chicago. So if you know anything about Chicago, you'll know that it's about 8 to 9 months out of the year, it's this type of weather, but even colder. And it's just not as pretty to walk around. But yeah, here my days will always be brightened knowing that these are the streets that I get to walk down and that I'm surrounded by so much beauty and culture and history here. And I say this all the time, but it literally feels like I am living in a Hallmark movie, or if you've ever seen Gilmore Girls, it feels like I'm in Stars Hollow.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing because there ain't many that are gonna be built for Chicago to live in that kind of weather. Oh, that's too cold. That's too cold, but I can kind of see it grayer now. In the beginning, it looked more sunnier in her video, so I was like, it doesn't look that gray. You see the leaves down, the springtime looking because their color, it look real good, or fall maybe. But yeah, now I can kind of see the more grayness. So when it comes to the weather, would you guys say it's more gray than not gray most, I guess, throughout the year? How would you guys describe the weather? I'd love to hear from y'all in the comment section.
And obviously, I'm also super impressed by how easy it is to get around here without a car. From bike paths to walking paths to even hot air balloons, which, if someone can explain that, why are there so many hot air balloons here? It's super cool, but I'm just wondering. And yeah, it's so nice to be able to walk for miles and miles without the sidewalk ending on you, which is not something that you can do in the US. Another thing that's incredibly impressive is just how much freedom the kids have here. So I literally see them everywhere, biking, playing. I'm sure you can hear them playing right now at the park that I'm at. But they're doing all of this pretty much by themselves. And I see them in the middle of the day walking around in groups to the grocery store to get lunch or just hanging out with each other. And in the US, this would literally be unheard of because it just isn't safe for them to do that type of stuff alone. And the first week that I was here, I realized just how safe it is for kids to be in this area just hanging out by themselves. So I was walking down a really busy street and I noticed this younger girl just like standing outside of the store by herself. And so me coming from the US, I'm just like, oh no, this girl, she needs help. So I go up to her and I ask, do you need assistance? And her mom is across the street at another store and she spots me and she runs out and basically tells me to get away, which, fair enough, because here it's completely normal for these kids to just be out by themselves. But for me, coming from the US, I was not used to seeing that. So I thought she was lost. And as an American, this can be really incomprehensible that kids can be this safe. And it's really sad that my brain has a hard time computing this sometimes. It's like here I realize that I'm witnessing kids just able to be kids for the first time. It's how I think the US used to be in the 90s, and I hope that that continues to be how it is in the Netherlands. And another
Yeah,
thing
and I
that
grew up. I agree in the '90s, and I feel like the early 2000s because I grew up in those 2000s, and I did have like so much freedom. I mean, things were starting to get stricter, but as a kid, I was roaming around the city. I had a lot of freedom, and yeah, today it's just completely different in the U.S. with everything that you see on the news, with all the tragedies and kidnappings and shootings, and just so much uncomprehendable. I hope that's a word. I don't think it is. So much violence that doesn't make any sense. As a parent, I think you get scared to let your kid be free, and so I think that is something that I've seen in multiple Dutch videos about just these children having so much freedom. Just like she said, getting to be kids. That is an absolutely beautiful thing. You only get one childhood and it flies by in the blink of an eye. And so just and childhood to me, if I had to rate it on a scale of 10 compared to being an adult, give me childhood 10 times out of 10. So like these kids should just enjoy all of these responsibility free years and just play and enjoy life and just get to be kids. And so big shout out to the Dutch. I always love hearing how free the kids are over there to play and just enjoy themselves. And I can understand her making that mistake as an American. Be like, hey, you need help. You okay? Your parents are. That's definitely the American in you that came out for sure. For sure. We're not used to it.
really impresses me about living here is just seeing the older population and how fit and agile they are. Like, I
Really?
don't think that I've been to any other country in the world where the older people are as athletic or fit looking as they are here. And it's really funny because I'll be riding with my bicycle and I'll be wobbling and not, super athletic on it. But meanwhile, they'll ride past and they'll be carrying an umbrella, a bag full of groceries, and then also somehow walking their dog. And another thing that I noticed
Right,
is
all
that you
that?
guys actually have third spaces here. And if you don't know what a third space is, it's just a space you can go to outside of work or home.
My boy, I said my boyfriend fell off the bench. I thought that noise was my son, like waking up crying. I'm not. All right, back to third spaces. I'm sorry.
Work or home. And if you don't know what a third space is, it's just a space that you can go to outside of work or home that you can find a community of people that have the same interests as you. But here,
Oh,
I learned about these spaces. I'm not really sure what they're called, but there's one in Utrecht, which I know that I'm not pronouncing Utrecht correctly. Oh, that's cute.
no, oh,
But here, I learned about these
that's so
spaces.
nice.
I'm not really sure what they're even called, but I know there's one in Utrecht called ACU, which I know I'm also probably not pronouncing Utrecht correctly, so please correct me. But yeah, it's called ACU, and if you're an American, you can think of this place kind of like a boys and girls club, but for adults. And this is so impressive to me because in the US, I feel like once you get older, social activities aren't really, there's not a lot of emphasis or importance placed on them. It's kind of just like
Unfortunately.
outside of work or the home. Uh, you're kind of on your own if you want to hang out with people. And these community spaces like ACU just provide a really cool place where you can meet up with people without feeling like you even have to drink or that you have to be super athletic. You could just kind of be. And they have a lot of cool events. Like one event that I saw was like drag makeup, which is right up my alley. So, yeah, I really, really appreciate that while being here. And this
Yeah, I
kind of
feel like to
piggyback.
have that, you got to kind of join a Facebook group that's in the same interest as you. It's really cool that they have these third spaces for people to go and get around people that have the same interests as them. Like, it's so dope when you can just, there's already a community of people that have similar interests that you can just plug yourself into and just make so many friends very easily because you guys share the same interest. And then to see all these events that happen, and I'm sure there's like all kinds of groups for all different kinds of interests that, right, everybody has something they can go to and feel a part of a community. And to me, that's huge. I feel like over here in the US, a lot of people start Facebook groups in certain areas, but I don't think it's in every area you're going to find these kind of groups where you can kind of go and plug yourself in and just fit in seamlessly. So, again, big shout out to Dutch. And I didn't talk about earlier that accessibility without car, that is so freaking huge because cars are ridiculously expensive. Like, genuinely, like, this car I've had for since 2021, I think. It's still kicking my butt in car payments and insurance and maintenance and jeez. All right, look, let's continue.
Acts on the last thing, but in the US, it can kind of feel like your life really revolves around work without much time outside of that, if any. But here, it seems like the priority is on the general enjoyment of life. And I find it so impressive that literally any time of the day, like at 10 a.m. on a Monday, I can see people walking around the city center just
Oh
enjoying
wow,
themselves, having a
that is
coffee on the
nice.
patio, talking to people, having lunch with other people. And in the US, the only time that you see people doing this on a weekday is if they have 30 minutes for lunch that they can take really quickly out of the office. But
Hmm.
here, it really seems that people slow down and take little moments out of their day to just appreciate life. But just by being here, I notice myself just taking more time to breathe and to be and to really enjoy the space around me. It seems so simple, but it's something that I didn't do in the US, and it's really made my quality of life a lot better. Anyways, these were just a few things that have impressed me so far by being here in the Netherlands. I'm sure the more that I'm here, the more things that I'll uncover.
For sure.
But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you think that there's anything that I haven't seen that would impress me, or anything that you all have been impressed with yourselves? And yeah, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Nah, that's genuinely dope. Just to have so many different things about the Netherlands and her getting to experience that for the first time to me is really cool and just like living life to the fullest. And it sounds like she's doing that. She's an American, I'm assuming, born and raised in the U.S. And just getting to experience the Netherlands and getting to experience other parts of the world and seeing how great the Netherlands is, that she's listing off all of these everyday things that are just impressive because she comes from a completely different culture and country. So big shout out to the Dutch. Always like getting to watch videos about you guys. As I call you guys the water bending tribe. So we'll have to throw in some more videos about how you guys are beating the ocean right now. That's all we have. I hope that you guys enjoyed that with me. If so, please don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, check out the next. I'll see y'all.